welcome back everyone. My name is Eltimar and we're going to be continuing our Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Where we left last time, we were just in Dresden hanging out. We're going to be doing a couple of smaller things in this video, mostly just going around grabbing reagent type situations. We're going to wait one day though, because I want to wait for the... what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, the logistics thing to kick over. It's only a one-day journey, but we'll just quickly check to make sure nothing weird's going on here. Okay, we're gonna skip a day. The army is gonna come down towards us. Logistics have been reformed. They want to talk to us. This is all fine. We're gonna hit X, get out of there. We're gonna move our one army to go fight that demon horde. I think it's close enough-ish. Let's actually stop right here. There's another army that's coming in. I think it's reinforcements. It is. It's 60 conscripts, just kind of chilling out. Alright, well, join up with the force. What else do we have kicking around? We have some... Where is that army now? Where is 2nd Legion? Oh, it's down there. It's in Yathwatch. I see, okay. Go to Yathwatch. Oh, shit. Go to Yathwatch, and then the other one can just come and join you, I guess. Should be in range. Maybe not this time, but next time? Maybe? Yeah, next time. And this is just beer elementals to go join our other force of beer elementals. I'm not sure which of the reserve armies our beer elementals are chilling out in, but it's not that one. Definitely not that one. Alright. By process of elimination, it has to be this one. We now have 15 beer elementals sitting around. They're actually pretty decent, but there's just not enough of them to be all that worthwhile. We're going to quickly kill this, and then we're going to do the logistics thing, go do the elven notes, and then what I think I'll do is I'll just do a cut. I'll go around to all the reagent places. There's also a couple, like, side areas we haven't been to yet, which we are going to go to. But not a bunch of shit. There's at least one, maybe two. That was an extremely easy fight. That was barely worth our effort or time. Our army just straight up annihilated them. And it's done. That's not going to go anywhere. So let's grab our main guy, go into Dresden. We're entering the Citadel. I also did sell a bunch of things and purchased a couple things between videos. I'll show you in a sec once we get inside. But we're going to do the logistics thing first because it's going to force us to. And then we'll deal with the stuff. It's just things around our casters mostly. And we got both halves of the pair, which is an amulet combination. It's actually pretty damn good. I'll show you guys that in a moment as well. Commander, Dorglinda's one eye is looking at you grimly. Next to her stands a shackled half-elf. This is Corporal Nickeld Bartley. He was detained while stealing army property. During interrogation, he admitted to being one of the leaders of the Fellows of the Crusade. Based on his account, we've identified and arrested the rest of the leaders of the Fellows. The law says that this kind of offense in wartime warrants a noose. She shoots Nickeld a sullen look. But they are our soldiers after all. We fought together more than once. It's rotten hanging your comrades. I say we boot them all the way back to Nerosian in chains. Let them be tried like some common thieves. They'll serve their time, and hopefully these sorry excuses for bandits will wise up a bit. What bandits? Bandits would have already hightailed it from Dresden. These guys are alright. We could use them for things. Don't split on your mates. Eltimar, that's low. Let's tuck them away in some far-off garrison, and if anyone asks, we'll say they legged it. They have stumbled. They're criminals, but they're also mortals who have chosen to risk their lives in order to stop a demonic invasion. Surely that mitigates their guilt at least a little. There's no need for trials or gallows. We could show them mercy and give them a chance to atone for what they've done. Well, I think they're bandits, plain and simple, and the gallows is where they belong. I could tie nooses for every one of them myself if you like. What'd you do, Bartley? I did what I did. Nickeld looks at you defiantly. I won't lie. I'll tell you everything. And you can do what you will. Pardon me, if you like, and if not, go ahead and execute me. Here's how it went. In the last battle, some of our company ran into some enemies with an infectious plague. When they got back to the barracks, half of them came down with something. They were hot as coals and raving, crying green slime instead of tears, and the smell. They were rotting alive. The healers helped everyone they could, bless them, but there just weren't enough healing potions for everyone. So my guys are lying there, rotting away, and the quartermaster of that cur, he just shrugs. We're out, he says, looking at me all smug. Well, we roughed him up a bit, checked his cabinet, and what do you know? He did have potions, a whole crate of them. We ran straight back to the infirmary, and we saved our friends, and that was it. They shackled us and brought us to you for judgment. If you think I'm a criminal, then fine, sentence me, but I reckon the real criminals here are the quartermasters. They just sit there, fat and happy, hoarding all the goods that the kingdom gave them. Meanwhile, we're flopping about in the dirt and blood, and if we need anything, the answer is always the same. We're out. Corporal Bartley forgot to mention that he beat the quartermaster almost to death and left him to bleed out. It's a miracle the poorest man's still breathing, and that the healing potions were intended for command staff. The quartermaster had an order. He was to die sooner than let anyone steal items of strategic importance. The death of a trained officer is a much heavier blow than the death of a common soldier. Without capable officers, our losses would grow tenfold. He also failed to mention a dozen previous cases of theft, which cannot be so neatly excused by a touching concern for his comrades, and a whole warehouse worth of stolen goods he stashed near the city walls. Dorglina shakes her head grimly, glowering at Nickled. No way around it, lads. You've been caught. We have to punish you, otherwise we can kiss goodbye to any sense of order. So, Woljif, we could hush this up. We get finance and material income for each controlled region, which is actually not bad. Redemption, which the effects of positive morale on finance, materials, and energy points increases by 33, which is good. Executing them gives salvage, which gives us defeating an enemy army adds 1,000 finance points, or just straight up finance, materials, and energy points income increases by 5%. We do have great morale. I wonder if they're... well, you know what? Let's do it. Arushale will give them a chance to redeem themselves. Thank you. I know better than anyone how strong the grip of sin can be, but if even I'm able to fight it, then surely they are not without hope. I'm certain your mercy will raise the soldiers' spirits and serve as a worthy example. I hope it does it for our I hope that does it for our fellows' problem. Who knows? Maybe our supply situation is finally sorted, and I wanted to assemble the logistics council in full again. We can only hope. We got the achievement middle game, maximized all Crusade stats. That's pretty cool. Now what do we want to do? I guess we're going to head out to the Elven Note area. Oh, I was going to show you the items we got. So I got both halves of the pair. Technically it gives us less AC than normal, but as long as Sela and our main character are within 10 feet of each other, which they generally are because outflank is vitally important, they both get +2 attack rolls and AC. We desperately need better attack rolls than we do AC. We are getting hit almost no matter what at this point in time on this difficulty, so it is just better to hit things back more readily and kill them faster than they kill you. That's really our whole goal and the primary strategy we're going with. Not much else we can do about it, sadly. Alright, let's go talk to the Elven storyteller. Should be right here. Yep. Also, we might have the ability to make some of these things, can we? No, we got nothing that we can do for those yet. Found a page that might interest you. Nothing there. Is that just the one? Oh. We only had one page. Well, that's less exciting than I thought it was going to be. Okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to pause the video. We're going to jump out of the city. We're going to head all the way down to the south. There's a bunch of region things to do there, and one side area that I know of, at the very least. If we can get that sorted, we'll be pretty much ready for the end of this act, and then we can move on to the next one. It's been quite a journey, honestly. Fortress gates, taking our normal people. Half our people are blind currently. They will be healed by a heal spell, because I really don't want to bother memorizing remove blindness if we don't have to. And we don't, honestly. Actually, we should rest first. You know what? I'll rest. We're gonna go. I'll show you where we're gonna go though first. There's a place called. That's reagents. That's Legacy Ancients. That's reagents. It's down here somewhere. Befouled barrows. There it is. The bones of chiefs, sages, and other esteemed residents of the old Sarkoris had lain in these gloomy barrows for centuries. Yet their hatred of mortals. Blah blah blah. It is a thing we can go to and do. Hatred of mortals, demons wouldn't let the dead rest in peace. Having desecrated their graves, they defaced the ancient bones and scattered them all over the place, soaking them in the blood of their own descendants. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of undead there. In fact, I'm almost certain there is. We can teleport straight to the lands of Yathwatch, which is nice. But we'll rest first because I think we could use a quick siesta. So I'll see you guys when we get to there. I'll also probably grab some of the reagent things on the way, so we can get some of that done too. Iridescent streaks appear in the bilious violet sky above the deserted lands. The streaks are not like an ordinary Galarian rainbow. They look more like oil dropped in water. The sweltering haze in the sky seems to waver along with the streaks. Time and again, one of the commander's party spots some movement out of the corner of their eye and reaches for their weapon, only to immediately realize that they were mistaken. The ground underfoot turns a muddy gray, covered in a dense layer of ash expelled by geysers. Curious natural phenomena, not uncommon in these parts. In the distance, barrows can be seen, appearing only as vague piles of rocks in the haze. The wind whips clouds of ash into the faces of the commander and his party. Along with the ash, the wind ushers in ragged gray clouds that shroud the sky. A giant eye of cloud unblinkingly watches the commander and his party from above. One can only imagine how insignificant the creatures struggling across the land must seem from such a height. In a break in the clouds, the white of the sky's eye pulses, ready to burst like a boil. The dark cloud of the people grows blacker still. The commander decides to study the shape more closely. Of course, her. Arushale observes that in this wind, the ordinary storm clouds cannot coalesce into clear shapes. The earth throbs with peril. This is no mere storm. What's brewing is something brought by the abyss and possible only in the wound. Trying to recall any previous mention of such phenomena. Nenio observes that in this wind, the ordinary... Oh, sorry. We already had that one. Nenio recalls conversations with seasoned crusaders. If a giant eye appears in the sky, you must run and not look back. According to witnesses, what follows such an omen is so horrific that it can rob a newcomer to the whirlwind of their sanity. Let's run. Arushale, go! Living creatures can be beaten, but one cannot conquer a force of nature. The commander decides to run for cover. The party manages to reach the barrows before the storm swells to its full force. Something suddenly drops from the sky, landing with a splat at the commander's feet, like an overripe fruit. It is white, about the size of a chestnut. It has a dark center, and the longer the commander stares at it, the more it seems like something is staring back. The fruit looks disturbingly like an eyeball. The whirlwind of ash stops the party from looking up to see what's happening in the sky. Perhaps a carrion bird was transporting it. Its already rotting prize home. At least that's what the companions are hoping as they cluster around the milky white eyeball. A second eyeball lands nearby with an unpleasant squelch, leaving only a bloody splash on the ash-covered ground. Two eyeballs cannot be a coincidence. The looming rocky ledges, which give the barrow the appearance of a hill, look like they could come crashing down on the party's head at any moment. However, they do offer protection from the storm. The horrific hail misses the party almost entirely, and eyeballs land around them in a wet cacophony. The land around the barrows looks more like a dumping ground than a burial ground. The storms have bleached skulls and bones, rusted armor, dented swords. This is a familiar sight. More surprising are the arms and legs of golems scattered around the waste. The once snarling faces of animals that now lack all resemblance to their living brethren, things that look like horse carcasses but with broken mechanical legs. Everything is brown with rust and long forgotten. A battle was once fought here. Through the veil of ash, the party struggles to find the entrance to the barrow. We can do several things, all of them easily doable for our skill checks. Let's focus on traces of magic, though. Nenio senses the traces of generations upon generations of Sarkorians performing rituals between and inside the burial mounds to grant their ancestors a peaceful slumber. The magical signature unerringly leads her to the entrance, an ash-darkened piece of the casing that covers it crumbles under the slightest pressure. The mouth of the barrow is cool and smells of damp and dust. More of the ash lies underfoot, pressed into a glossy, slippery crust. It's clear that the barrow has been constructed above a cave system. The deliberately carved-out corridors stretching off into the barrow's depths leave the room for natural passageways. The wind wailing through the stalactites in the dark carries a strange sound similar to a desperate human cry. Help me! Help me! The party strains to hear and decides to find out who the voice belongs to. We have a decent chance here. The longer Eltimar listens, the more the voice changes. One moment it sounds like the desperate cry of a child, the next the piercing ragged scream of a woman, the next a bird song. It cannot be ruled out that he's only hearing what he wants to hear. Let's go towards the voice. Eltimar cannot ignore the cries for help, and the party rushes towards the sound, frequently looking around for enemies or traps. A strange thing, the closer they get to the voice, the less distinct the pleas become, blurring into the grinding screech of a rusty mechanism. The only passage leading further into the barrow finishes in a dead end, a spacious cave, its walls decorated in frescoes that have almost entirely faded over time. Before the companions have a chance to decide whether to look for a door or turn back, the cave floor, which seems solid with well-trodden ash, vibrates and begins to ripple like water. One after another, the commander's companions are sucked into the thick, ashy mass like they've stepped into quicksand. We can perception or mobility. Let's perception. The party needs to assess the situation. The party understands that panicking is pointless. Assessing the situation and formulating a plan of action is much more useful. When they stop struggling, they notice the quicksand or quick ash seems to loosen its grip in turn. Below they can hear strange noises like grinding metal. Could there be a mechanism drawing the quick ash downwards? The exit from the cave is still too high up, and now the party have only one route out, down. Closing his eyes tight, the commander takes a deep breath and dives. The quagmire's resistance vanishes as expected. The commander opens his eyes, sensing that he's in free fall. Through the gloom he sees a spear sticking out parallel to the ground, and he manages to grab hold of the wood that hangs suspended from it. Suddenly everything jolts into action. Dozens of daggers, saws, swords, and spears spring out from all sides, whistling through the air. But this is no enemy ambush. The weapons are being brandished by the pistons and loudly scraping gears of a giant mechanism. The spear that saved the commander was so rusted in its piston that it's no longer able to move. The party has found itself in the heart of a giant metal flower, growing up out of the ashy quagmire covering the floor. The Uranog, built by the forges of the Abyss, tries to close its petals, crushing, mashing, and cutting its victims to pieces, but years of lying dormant in the darkness have taken their toll. Its articulations move with a soul-shuddering screech and become easily jammed. The mummified bodies of unlucky crusaders can still be seen hanging, speared on rusted blades. If the commander wants to avoid their fate, he must figure out what makes the Uranag move. Even a magical mechanism is still a mechanism. From above, the commander has a good view of the Uranag's inner workings. Large toothed wheels are set in motion by gear shafts. It all becomes clear. If the gear shafts can be jammed, the movement will stop. The commander is almost out of time. Another few minutes and it will all be over. Realizing that simple escape isn't possible, the commander decides to jam the Uranog's main mechanism in the heart of the flower. He looks around for something sturdy and finds I don't remember which one works though. I think it might be the tower shield, but we'll try that. Sorry, I just have to cough. Sorry about that, just had a random cough. Let's do the hammer one. A hammer in the hands of the dead paladin. The body of a paladin clutching a warhammer in his hands, a bone, hangs from one of the Uranog's hammers, pointing directly upwards. The commander is lucky that this warrior chose to meet his death with weapon in hand. The commander drags the body towards him and grabs the hammer, but the servant of Light's grip is surprisingly strong and refuses to relinquish the weapon. The bone arms are easily ripped from the skeleton's shoulders, still holding the hammer. The commander tosses the lot into the heart of the Uranog. The hammer falls, sparking off the gears and getting stuck between them. With a furious screeching and scraping, the Uranog tries to grind up the hammer, but it cannot. A tremor travels up the pedals, and there's a deafening cracking sound. The Uranog stills, forever. After carefully extracting themselves from the clutches of the broken Uranog, the commander and his party find themselves up to their knees in ashy sludge once more, but this time it only harmlessly squelches under the feet as they walk. A dark breach yawns before them, and the cry the commander heard at the entrance to the barrow rises up again. Help me! Since there's no other route, the commander decides to see if there's anything useful in of value on the Crusaders' bodies. We found a fencer's gift and some gold. The commander searches the Crusaders' bodies. What the dead no longer need may prove useful to the living. Fortune smiles upon him. The party will be leaving the Uranog's cave richer than when it went in. After all its ordeals, the party finally goes up to the surface and emerges in a small chamber. Pipes protrude from numerous openings dotted all over the walls, and they connect to a small box adorned with Baphomet's symbol. The box cries out, producing high, plaintive noises that when carried through the pipes begin to sound something like, "Help me." The commander knows that this is just another demonic mechanism created to lure Crusaders into the barrow. He smashes the box, scattering small bolts and gears across the room. Silence reigns. There are no secrets left in this place now. What is Fencer's Gift? These gloves grant their wearer a +3 damage bonus to the second weapon when dual wielding or wielding a two-handed melee weapon. If the wearer has the weapon training ability, and is wielding a weapon it gives a bonus to, that bonus is increased by 2. I don't think it means two-handed. Maybe it does mean two-handed. I wonder if these gloves will work for us. Hang on, let's find out. We're using Oppressor's gloves, which gives some persuasion and stuff, but take a quick look here at these fencing gloves. Where'd they go? There they are. So +3. Oh. Yeah, it has to be the second weapon, right? It doesn't make sense that it would work with our gear. And yet it does. What? Really? Hang on. Huh. Well, okay. I am sold then. That is now +30 to hit, which is pretty damn good. Or level 14, which is still not good enough to hit most of the Blackwater things with regularity, but even still, it's not bad at all. I'm gonna wander over to the ravaged longhouse. We can actually pick up at least the stuff for the Heart of Mystery. We could do that puzzle, I guess. I'll just jump up to here, grab the things, or I guess we'll grab the things as a group, and then we'll go to Heart of Mystery and we'll do that puzzle. There's some of the puzzles we can't do yet. We just literally can't. There's also some more reagents around. I'm gonna go grab them all over the time. But we'll do this little ravaged longhouse thing first together, and then I'll just do all the reagents between this video and the next one. So hang tight and I'll be right there. Alrighty, we are entering the ravaged longhouse area. I don't recall if there are enemies here. We are fatigued, and if there are enemies here, we might have to rest beforehand, but I'm hoping we can just go in, grab the things, and leave. I'm drawing a complete and total blank on if there's anything even of note here, other than the tiles that we need. Although it's a rather large area, so I'm going to guess that there are going to be enemies. Although not yet. 12 whole gold. Okay, let's grab this. There's a basement, which could have enemies in it. I'm gonna save, just in case. We're gonna quickly explore the outside first. This is a massive area, and it really seems like there should be enemies around. I shouldn't say... Okay. It's massive for Pathfinder. Pathfinder doesn't have very large maps, generally. There's exceptions, of course, like Blackwater is a pretty large map. But a lot of the world maps are actually quite small in terms of area. They're more encounter set pieces than they are exploration areas. But that being said, there's an athletics check here, and we can go up. Well, we'll get some experience for this, I think. Come on, horse. You have one job. There's some experience. We can descend into the well. Or... Oh, I know what this is. I'm pretty sure. I think there's undead in here. I'm gonna go ahead and steal all this right away. But I believe that we are going to be dealing with just so many undead in a second here. Although not yet. I remember one of these places, very similar. Oh, there it is. Yep. So there's Bodaks here. We're going to need Death Ward and all that junk. Alright, we might as well do some buffs. I don't think we're going to need to get rid of our fatigue in all honesty. Although we could, I guess. Okay, fine. We'll just quickly rest over here in the corner. There's perception checks going on here. Hang on. Careful, everyone. Okay, Ruchelay did... Oh, the saving didn't work in time. We may have to reload this really quickly. Unfortunately, not the save we wanted to. I guess we had a quick save right in here, so... Okay, let's try to... Oh, wrong way. That's definitely the path of enemies. No perception checks in this one. And there we go, we found something. Random junk. We found random junk is really what it boils down to. Now we'll do our rest. Grab some death wards. And then what are we gonna do? Good question.
Let's
kill a bunch of Bodaks. Oh, there's so many in this town, I remember now. Kind of. It's a weird town, for sure. But that's okay, we'll get some experience from it. I think that actually might be way below our pay grade for levels at this point, but that's fine. We'll just do enlarge person. We'll do... Where are they? That...
I must part with everything demonic in me.
I'm just gonna go ahead and give us all the buffs because it never hurts. The only annoying thing about this fight is we are definitely gonna need all the death wards on literally everyone, because They have aura drains, I believe.
Oh, skip the pleasantries.
So yeah, that's the thing. I know he... Okay, so I didn't give Greater Heroism to Sela yet.
Yes?
Let's give this to Darren.
Smile.
Darren, you can do the
world's not
horse.
ending just-
Alright. Everyone's got Death Ward. Enough people have Greater...
I'm always open
You know
to
what? We'll give one
ideas.
to Arushale too. Greater Heroism. She deserves it. We don't really need Death Ward, or not Death Ward, Displacement, I don't think. I have a feeling this fight's going to be very quick. I could be wrong. But I really don't think I am in this particular case.
I will prove my worth.
And that's the aura that you gotta watch out for. Sneaky Unhallowed one, almost dead. Can I charge? Maybe. No, not in range of anyone.
Just have to resort to brute force.
Just stay back there and you're fine. Ember can stay back too.
I will resist.
Not as good of damage as I would have liked, but whatever. They're all gonna come into range and then horrifically die when our main character just annihilates them. Hopefully, anyways. Normal Bodak.
So it comes to this. Serve as an example.
So 3 of them died, I think. I'm surprised those gloves work with... I guess it is 200 weapons, but I assumed it meant like the second part of a double weapon, not a 200 weapon. I thought it was just a mislabel, but it does work the way that it says it does, so... That's pretty awesome, actually. I'm very impressed.
Prepare yourself.
The normal Bodaks are considerably easier to kill than their brethren.
You made your choice.
One left to go.
Desna, guide my hand.
Alright, well that was easy enough. Anything to loot? Not really. Let's just move on. There was things to loot, of course, but just not yet. Cold iron, which I think is useful for building items, which is nice. That's a way into a basement. Let's go the other way first. Oh, there's just a cave back
There are
here.
many roads to success.
With some random junk. Okay. Into this area we go. Anyone here?
Refuse to accept their statement.
Yes, the answer to that was a firm yes. There are definitely still some Bodaks in here. Including the bereft one, which I guess is a special one. Am I concerned? No, not even a little bit. Almost killed it in one go.
Make your peace.
Yeah, just leave him there.
I'll just have to resort to
We
brute
missed.
force.
We rolled a 3 on a 5 to hit.
Maximum efficiency.
Well, that guy just walked by and instantly got vaporized. Let's just do a little fun thing here. We're gonna have to rest anyways eventually. Let's just make this a nice, easy fight for us. Also, they're all nicely lined up for a lovely fire snake. A bunch of them got reflex saves, though, annoyingly. We suck at AOs. Oop. Just come into here. Shoot something. Darren could also get in on this. Let's just get everyone in on this. Because this is a pretty good setup. We don't see fun setups like this too often, where everything's just kind of lined up for
So it comes
the most murder possible in one go. Everything's dead again. There's stairs up there. That's important, but not vital at the moment. Lockpick is 100%.
I'm glad I was useful to
We got
you.
on the brink of death. When the wearer's health was below 50, each attack against the wearer has a chance to reflect damage back. The enemy must pass a reflex save or suffer the attack. Interesting. That would actually be really good with grouped up with Last Stand. It also has a shirt, so we can absolutely just throw it on. That's kind of amusing. With Last Stand, that would be very fun. Especially against like a boss, although the reflex saves will easily be able to handle it for obvious reasons.
I will guide.
I think this village has more things in it at night. Or maybe it doesn't, I don't even know. I want to say it does, though. But do I care enough to stick around at night? No, not really. Let's just go grab the loot and get out of here. We'll head out to do the puzzle. Which I'm honestly just going to look up my old video for, because I cannot be bothered to learn it all again. It took enough time the first time I did it
Focus on the goal.
to want to do it again. Also, they changed how it's all set up, which is kind of neat, I guess. It used to be way more complicated to do. Kind of. Yeah. I don't know. It's a bit different now. They changed it up since my video, so at least I'll be able to show you guys the proper solution on the newer system, which is similar to the old system, but not identical. Why can't I can I only travel to Yathwatch? That's fine, I guess. It's not a very long journey, so we'll just... Actually, you know what? We'll go into the Heart of Mystery, then I'll show you the solution, so that you guys can see what it looks like when you go inside. Heart of Mystery, in we go. Also, it'll have a portal to, wait, this is the Heart of Mystery? Yeah, this is where we want to go, right? Maybe this isn't where we want to go.
Watch out for
This could be the actual main area. It absolutely is. I'm in the wrong place. But that's okay. We can actually go inside here. There's nothing wrong with actually being in the Heart of Mystery. We get all these cool, like... Well, that's not the right ones, but... There's the long things.
Keep your calm.
They're around here somewhere. Someone loot this thing, please. We get a mask and some other stuff. Darkness mask. The Heart of Mystery will only open to those who is the most worthy. Secret knowledge must be earned. Can you reach the end? Will you become the first among many? A translucent figure appears out of thin air. His voice is monotonous and indifferent, and her face is hidden behind a mask. Yes, I can and I will. The secrets of creation lie before you. Find this keyhole. The key is in your hand, but to open the door to the secrets beyond, you'll first have to solve 5 puzzles. Bring forth your hardest puzzle now. 4 out of the 5 you'll find far away from here. Search, seek, and observe to reveal what is hidden. Bring or reach the core of the riddle. Touch the forgotten secrets. Acquire the legacy of the ancients and pierce the final veil. Bring the key you hold there and solve the puzzles. And then return here to the Heart of Mystery and face the final challenge. If you succeed, you'll prove that you are the worthiest of all mortals. The secrets of the universe will be revealed to you, and you will know the meaning of everything that exists. You'll see the past and present, and even the future will not escape your piercing gaze. You'll become the universe. Nenio looks at you impatiently, blinking rapidly and rubbing your nose. If it's not clear from my body language and animated facial expressions, I'm ready to start immediately. I've seen people like you in the nameless ruins. The translucent figure remains silent. Who are you? You must complete 5 puzzles, same thing as before. The secrets of creation, the mysteries of the universe, what are you talking about? And he's just repeating, it's the broken things. He just repeats the same thing as broken. This is the last puzzle we have to do. Unfortunately, we do not have the pieces for it yet. We can't do this at the moment, but there are elven notes here, so we're going to grab those. And unfortunately, we need to leave. So that is the Heart of Mystery. There will be portals leading us there at some point in time, but they're not active yet, unfortunately. It's actually a pretty decent quick travel hub. So we're going to head out to the other area then. I'm pretty sure we can... I can't remember which one is the one we need now. For some reason I thought it was this one, but it's definitely not. Let's take a look at our map. We'll do the puzzle. Why was I thinking the Heart of Mystery? That's clearly the last one. I think it might be the... core of the riddle. But that's a long journey. It might actually be faster to go from Dresden to there. Alright, I'm gonna head to Dresden, then I'll walk down. I'll be back shortly. Alright, we did run into something on the way. We have to go into our ruling thing. A group of brave elven warriors from Kionen has arrived in Dresden to take their revenge on the demons for Kaelas's death. It was the dark intrigues that ruined her and pushed her into the embrace of the dark fate, but she still found the strength to fight against evil. One should not expect anything less from her comrades. So we got that. An army of thieves. A large group of suspicious individuals has arrived at the gates of Dresden. They wish to join the Crusade. Officers have recognized a number of thieves and murderers among their ranks. It seems the newcomers are only interested in spoils of war. Should they be accepted, we can get rogues and bandits. We can send them away, get diplomacy, arrest them, get convicts. Or we can accept and take care of them, which is raising heroes, which we get paladins and marksmen, which are both things we need. So we're going to raise them as heroes. Accept and take care of them. Arushale is certain that service in the Crusade reforms thieves, so she's assigned experienced officers to guide them. Along with combat training, they teach the bandits about honor and valor. Decree time. We can finally do more of these. Let's just go straight to relics. So we have so many of these things to do. Like we can enchant the burning brand, which we actually need to do. Still in our inventory, we need to do Branch of the Last Ash, Fate of Wicked Dope, Fate of the Phylactery of Stevenius the Rotten, Fate of the Voracious Jumble, Chillroar's Hide and Tusks, and the Unholy Symbol of Rovagug. Just as an aside, if you are playing with Great Axes as your primary weapon, you should do the Unholy Symbol of Rovagug really early on. It's super good. One of the best Great Axes in the game. We're just going to keep walking. We are fatigued. Once we hit full fatigue, we'll stop. Keep going. Everyone's just going to keep walking. We are saved, so just in case. Arushale shockingly has incredible constitution. Mostly because I think she has the most constitution in our group currently. If we take a quick look at her stats. We also need to rest the capital. We're running out of corruption levels. Anywho, our main character only has like 14 con. Not that much. She has 21 con, which is pretty damn good. She's actually, I think, the highest hit points in our group too. By a lot. By about 30. Yep. Which is pretty nice. Let's go to the core of the riddle. I think this might be the one we got from that we just got the Ravaged Longhouse tiles for. At least I really hope so. Because otherwise I don't remember which one that Ravaged Longhouse ones go to.
Focus on the goal.
I don't think there's ever any enemies in these areas, so I never had bothered to do buffs and stuff. We can take a quick glance around. Nothing. Into the cave we go. Let's find out really quickly if this is the right one. It is. Alright, so I'm going to do this puzzle and then I will show you guys the solution. I have a feeling it's going to be a tremendous pain in the butt, but that's okay. It'll be fine in the end. We'll get it done. Don't worry. Hang tight and I'll show you guys the solution. Okay, so I actually had to like redo this from the beginning because my old one was outdated and it wasn't as easy to do as I thought it would be. So anyways, this is the solution. The way I went about it is I started with this 4-star and I went to this H-looking one, which then becomes the H-looking one and H-looking one and H-looking one. So the 4 H-looking ones in a row. Then you got your triple diamond thing. This one matches up to here using the 3. Followed by Scythe and 3, and then the whole rest of the puzzle. So I'm going to stand right here so you guys can easily see the whole puzzle without any sort of interference from shadows. I'll kind of zoom in as much as possible too. So there you go. That's the solution. It was painful and annoying, but long story short, we got it. Everything's done. And we can actually... I didn't even put this one down. Yet the door opened. Well, guess it didn't need that one after all. Weird. So we're going to grab this Elven Notes, the Star Knife, of course, because why not? It's a Flaming Star Knife +5, which will sell for a good amount. And then some random junk. You can actually hop through here and go to the Heart of Mystery. And it'll be a nice shortcut for us. Not that it'll particularly matter, because we're just going to town portal back to Dresden, but, you know, it'll work. One portal open here in the midst of nowhere. And now we can leave. So what we're going to do in the next video, I think, is we are going to... What are we gonna do? We're running out of things to do before the end of the act.
Focus on the goal.
Trying to ponder what we could do. Take a quick look at our journal. Whoa, that's really close in. So we're running out of things. We can restore some things. We need magical hides, bars of cold iron. We probably can't do that one either. Maybe I'll see where I can locate these vials and magical lessons and stuff. But anyways, can't do Finian's Awakening. Can't do the nameless riddles yet. Galfrey is arriving shortly. Can't do... I guess we could go do the, one of these two. I think we have the tablets for. The Forgotten Secrets of the Legacy of the Ancients. We haven't done Final Veil, I'm pretty sure. Let's take a quick look outside. I know we've been to one of these places. I just don't remember which one. Because I think you can get 2 of them done before you go to Act 4 or 5-ish. Yeah, we can do Legacy of the Ancients, I believe. It is not really close to where we are. In fact, it was closer to us when we were at Core of the Riddle. Which means we might just jump back through there and go all the way over to here. Quickly do Legacy of the Ancients as well. We should come around this way, though. It joins up easier there. And then, that'll be that. And we'll figure out what else to do. So, in the next video, we'll start up with that puzzle, and we'll, I guess, just kind of wait around for things to get done, because we're honestly running out of things to do other than our relics, which I do want to get done before we go off into greater adventures. So, like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care.